Do you guys remember this shirt from the few thrift hauls back? It was a little too big for me and I didn't get to try it on the store, so I decided to upcycle it. I started by cutting across the top, and this was very obviously someone's old workout shirt, so it had some pit stains, so I cut a little lower, but I would have liked it to be a little bit longer in the end. After I cut straight across the top, I laid the shirt flat and cut straight across the middle front. Then I folded down the top and pinned it down. You then want to go ahead and hem the top. Next, this was my first time putting in a zipper and it wasn't too good, but I'll link below of the video I used to help me out because I didn't really know what I was doing. But first you lay the front of the zipper down on the left side of what you're trying to sew it to, facing, front side's facing. I pinned it down and then sewed it in place. Once you do that and flip it over, you shouldn't be able to see any of the sewing that you did. Then, after I did that side, I turned the shirt inside out and then did the exact same thing, attaching the zipper to the other side of the shirt. Once you sew that in place, you should have a clean zipper. After I sewed the zipper on, I tried on the shirt and I realized it was still pretty big on me, so I cut a big chunk out of the back. I folded it in half and cut out the excess fabric. I then turned the shirt inside out and pinned the two sides together. Then I took it over to the sewing machine and did the last step, which is to hem this back piece. After you do this, you are done with this top. Is seam rip the front pocket off of the men's shirt. Next, cut the shirt in half. Then you're going to grab a skirt that fits you. Cut around the skirt, leaving about an inch of seam allowance. Turn the two pieces inside out and pin up the sides. Now sew up the sides. Unbutton the skirt and flip the top down and pin across it. You're going to want to sew a top hem. Next, we're cutting into the top, cutting off the sleeves first. And then what I did was cut around the buttons and the collar, taking off the 2 front panels. Here I'm just shaping the front a little more how I would like it. I didn't like the cut that it had. And then I pinned up the middle front of this shirt. You then want to go ahead and sew that into place. I pinned the front 2 pieces back onto the skirt just for reference, and then I realized that I was not going to like how the back was going to turn out, so I cut another strip of fabric and added it on. Once you figure out the length of the back strip, you're going to want to cut off the excess and sew that onto the 2 pieces. Here I'm just shaping the shirt a little more, and then I hem that whole top, the front and back. My camera decided it wanted to be full on storage, so these next 2 are pictures. Add darts to the shirt to make it fit the bust better. It should look like that. Then you want to go ahead and sew that onto the bottoms. This part was kind of challenging since I've never used one of these before, but you're going to need an eyelet plier and eyelets. To do this, you just mark where you want to put them, cut tiny little holes, stick the eyelet in, and then squeeze them down using the pliers. Once you have all your eyelets in place, you're going to want to take a shoelace and lace it through all the holes. Next, I'm taking one of the sleeves and cutting a large strip out of it. You're going to make your straps from this. What I did was, I didn't even measure how big they were. I just made sure they matched up with the front of the shirt. I then folded the fabric in half twice and then sewed 1 straight stitch down the middle. And then I crisscrossed them in the back. Once you do that, sew them into place and then you are done with this outfit. Let's see how it turned out.